Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're going to be talking all about AI and how it's.
Well, it's basically everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's really.
Popping up everywhere.
It is. It is.
So we're going to be looking at some really cool stories.
Yeah.
First up is this mind-blowing AI thing from Google. It's like an AI scientist helps scientists make discoveries way faster. Then we'll talk about this brand new startup from the former CTO of OpenAI. Remember those folks?
Yeah.
ChatGPT. They're making AI that's like way more adaptable.
Yeah.
And lastly, just for fun, we'll look at Wendy's and their AI-powered Drive-Thrus. They're popping up all over the U.S. Some people love it, some people not so much. But first, let's talk about this Google AI and how it's changing the game for scientific research.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So you can think of it as a co-scientist. It's an AI developed by Google, and it's not just about crunching data. It's like a partner to scientists.
So wait, instead of just analyzing data, this AI is actually helping scientists figure out what to even research next.
Yeah, like it can identify gaps in existing research and then suggest new hypotheses.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's huge. It's like, so they're actually using this thing already.
Yeah, it's been tested at like Stanford.
Wow.
Imperial College London. And it's already produced some really cool results. Like it was able to match the conclusions from secret studies. And get this, it even predicted some effective new drugs for liver fibrosis.
Hold on. It predicted new drugs. Like it actually pointed to specific drugs.
Yeah, and that these drugs could actually work. So this AI is not just spitting out random ideas. It's actually finding things that could have a real impact.
I mean, so what does this tell us? I mean, what's this capable of?
Well, I mean, think about it. It could totally revolutionize research, and not just in healthcare. Like imagine this thing in clean energy or personalized education. It could analyze these huge data sets and then suggest, I don't know, totally new research directions that humans might never even think of.
So we could be talking about speeding up discoveries by years, maybe even decades. I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing. What are the implications of having an AI like guiding research in this way? I mean, it could change everything.
Well, yeah, it definitely raises a lot of questions like how will researchers even adapt to working with something like this? Will they trust it? Will they embrace its suggestions? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in the coming years.
I'm also curious about the funding side of things. I mean, if this AI is highlighting the most promising research directions, will funding agencies follow its lead? You know, could it change the whole scientific funding landscape?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Funding is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And right now, it's a really complicated process. Lots of different factors, personal connections, that establish research agendas. Politics even plays a role. And if you bring AI into all of that, it could definitely disrupt these existing power structures.
I mean, that's a whole other deep dive right there. But it just goes to show this Google AI, I mean, it's transformative. It's huge.
Yeah, it has the potential to change everything, not just the speed of discovery, but the way we even think about the whole scientific process. I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future, Nobel Prizes will be awarded to AI co-scientists.
Okay. All right. Now that's a mind-blowing thought. It seems like we're on the verge of a whole new era of scientific exploration. It's going to be interesting to see where this all takes us. Speaking of pushing boundaries, let's move on to our next story. It involves someone who played a key role in developing ChatGPT.
Oh, I'm definitely interested in that. I mean, the world of AI is moving so fast, it's hard to keep up. What's next?
Well, remember ChatGPT, the chatbot that everyone was talking about? Well, the person who actually led the development of that whole thing has just launched her own company, and they're focused on taking AI in a whole new direction.
Wow. It's big. ChatGPT was definitely a watershed moment. It was everywhere. So who is this mystery founder and what are they up to now? I'm curious.
So we're talking about Mira Murati, the former Chief Technology Officer, or CTO, of OpenAI. That's the company behind ChatGPT. And get this, she was also their interim CEO. So she knows a thing or two about building impactful AI.
CTO of OpenAI, interim CEO. Yeah, I see why you said she's someone to watch. So what's the big idea? What's her new startup all about?
This new company, Thinking Machines Lab, they're all about making AI more personalized. You know, forget these generic algorithms. Murati wants to create AI that adapts to your specific needs and preferences.
Okay, so instead of one-size-fits-all AI, we're talking about custom-tailored AI experiences. That's interesting. What kind of applications are they focusing on? I mean, what does that even look like?
We'll dive into that more in just a bit, but first, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll unpack what Thinking Machines Lab is building and how it could change the way we interact with AI in our everyday lives.
Okay, so we're back, and ready to talk more about this. Mira Murati and her new company, Thinking Machines Lab. And they're really focused on this whole idea of making AI more personalized.
It's a really interesting idea. Instead of thinking about AI as this big impersonal thing, it's about creating AI that feels like, I don't know, an extension of you, something that learns your habits and preferences and can actually anticipate your needs. So like having your own personal AI assistant that's constantly learning and adapting to you, that sounds pretty amazing, but also kind of, I don't know, a little scary. Like, what are some actual examples of what that could look like in our lives?
Okay, well, imagine like an AI that helps you manage your schedule, but it's not just like setting reminders. It actually like learns how you work, understands your priorities, and can actually suggest ways to like optimize your time based on your goals. Or think about healthcare. What about an AI that tracks your health data, flags potential issues for your doctor, and maybe even like helps you stay motivated with personalized fitness plans?
Okay, yeah, I see where you're going with this. It's not just about convenience. It's about having an AI that's really integrated into your life, like helping you make better decisions and achieve your goals.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that Thinking Machines Lab is all about transparency. Like they plan to openly publish their research and their code, which is a big deal in the world of AI.
Why is that such a big deal? I'm not sure I understand.
Well, traditionally, a lot of AI development has been very hush-hush. You know, companies keep their algorithms and data secret, like it's a trade secret. But Thinking Machines Lab, they're like, no, open collaboration is the key to really unlocking the potential of AI.
So they're thinking that by sharing their findings, they can actually accelerate innovation, create a more open ecosystem for AI development.
Exactly. It's a bold move.
Yeah.
You know, and it could really shake things up in the industry. Imagine like researchers and developers all over the world building on each other's work. I mean, the progress could be so much faster.
It makes me think about open source software, how sharing code led to these incredibly powerful tools and platforms. I mean, could we see something similar happen with AI thanks to companies like Thinking Machines Lab?
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. And it's a good question to think about, like if you could have AI custom built for you, what would you want it to do? What are some of those challenges you face or frustrations that AI could help solve?
That's a really good question. I'm going to have to think about that one. But for now, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about how AI is starting to show up in a really familiar place, ordering fast food.
Oh, interesting. Fast food and AI. What could go wrong, right?
Well, Wendy's is rolling out these AI-powered drive-thrus all over the U.S., and not everyone is happy about it.
Really? I'm curious, is this like robot arms flipping burgers? Or is it a little less dramatic than that?
No robots, not yet anyway. But it is a pretty big change for anyone who's used to, a human taking their order. They've teamed up with Google Cloud to create this system called Fresh AI. And the whole point is to, really streamline the drive-thru experience.
So instead of talking to a cashier, you're talking to an AI.
Mm-hmm.
What are the benefits they're promoting?
Well, they're saying it'll be more accurate, no more misheard orders or forgotten special requests. And it's supposed to be faster because the AI can process orders way quicker than a human, so you get your food faster.
I can see the appeal, but I also wonder, what about those people who, like to chat with the cashier or have really complicated orders? Can an AI really handle that?
Yeah, you're right. It's not all sunshine and roses. Some people are worried about that lack of human interaction. They're afraid the AI won't get their order right or it'll just feel impersonal.
It really highlights the trade-off, efficiency versus that human touch. As AI becomes more common, we're going to see this debate play out everywhere. Do we prioritize speed and convenience over everything else? Or is there still value in having that human connection, even if it's just ordering a Frosty?
That's a good question. And speaking of big questions, let's wrap up this deep dive by reflecting on what we've learned about the world of AI.
Yeah, we covered a lot today. AI revolutionizing scientific discovery, personalized AI assistants, and now AI taking our fast food orders. It's clear that AI is not just a futuristic concept anymore. It's here, and it's already shaping our lives in so many ways.
And as AI keeps evolving, it's super important that we think critically about it. How do we want it to be used? What role do we want it to play? And what can we do to make sure that its development aligns with our values?
That's exactly right. It's not about fearing AI or blindly embracing it. It's about actively shaping its future to create a world where AI benefits everyone.
So as you go about your day, keep those thoughts in mind. The future of AI is not predetermined. We're shaping it right now with the choices we make every day.
Well said.
Yeah.
And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into this amazing world around us.
And that's a wrap for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so let's circle back to those AI drive-thrus at Wendy's for a sec. So you're pulling up, totally craving a Baconator, but instead of that friendly voice you're used to, it's, well, an AI taking your order.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. I think a lot of people are still wrapping their hand around it. Some people are all about it. They like the idea of things being faster and hopefully less mistakes. Right, right. But what about those times when you have like a really specific order or you want to ask about something new on the menu? Can an AI really handle that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And that's something that Wendy's and I guess any company that's using this kind of AI has to think about. They have to make sure the system can handle those kinds of things and that people feel okay using it.
It makes me think about the jobs too, like the people who work in those drive-thrus. We talk a lot about automation and AI taking jobs. It's a big concern for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And it's something we need to talk about more as a society. How do we make sure that technology helps everyone, not just, a few? It's a big question.
Yeah, it's a big one. And it kind of feels like this whole Wendy's thing, it's like a small example of this much bigger conversation we need to be having about AI and how it changes things.
I totally agree. I mean, it's interesting, right? These big ideas are playing out in something as simple as getting a burger. It really shows that AI isn't some far-off thing anymore. It's here, it's now, and it's changing things in ways we don't even realize.
So as we wrap up this AI deep dive, what are some things you hope people take away from this?
Well, I think the main thing is AI is changing fast, and it's affecting all of us. From huge things like scientific research to simple things like ordering food. It's important to keep learning about it and thinking about how we want AI to be used.
Yeah, and it's not set in stone, It's something we're all shaping with the choices we make every day. So stay curious, learn as much as you can, and most importantly, keep talking about it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep into this crazy world.
And that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for being here with us.